G'day people, I'm Monstad and welcome back to our Space Engineers single player survival. Yeah, as always, been doing a bit of work in between episodes and just been enclosing this, what I've called the power room now. Let me jump down. Put some hazard things here. I might remove these two actually, I think that's probably a bit too much. Do you know what? I'm going to do it now. Yeah, too much. Too much. Okay, that's better. So 2 generators. And the task today is to get these started. I filled this little space in here, this corner. I'm putting the med bay that side when I managed to process some silver. I tested some silver in the basic refinery. You can't process those. You know, you process the basic minerals in that. So I put some extra storage in this corner because I'm probably going to fill up that large container. Power room. Just been producing lots and lots of components. Ready for building a ship today. I want to build a mining ship today. I was going to build a scout ship first, but I think I want to get the mining ship done and out of the way with. And then we can get some proper refining done and go from there. But first, today, I want to get this auto mining system for the ice sorted so we can get our generators up and running. Now, what I've done, I did a bit of testing, bit of maths, and I need 4 timer blocks, which I've just popped here. The 4th one is just tucked underneath there. I've already set them up, so let me show you what I've done. I can reach one of the control blocks. There we go. Okay, so at the moment the advanced rotor is off and locked, and I've shared the inertial tensor with that and all the pistons because that just makes it a bit more stable. I always start with them all off initially when I do things like this because I think it's just easier. The rotor is on a speed. So the setup I've got is lower limit minus 90 degrees, upper limit minus 90 degrees, and velocity is 0.2. That will go from minus to plus 0.2 depending on which way around it's going. It's been set up to automatically reverse its direction every now and then. So the minus 90 and plus 90 will stop it going any further than this point this side and the same point on the other side. So it will do that 180 degree swing around there, around this large cargo container. The pistons, the horizontal piston, I'm only going to manually control that one when I need it because I'll just push the whole apparatus out by a meter each time once I've dug down the full depth. So these 2 pistons, the lower and the upper one, I think are set at the same speeds, etc. Both again start off sharing inertial tensor. Velocity, it shows 0.1, but if you press Control and left click, I need to check what speed I've got on that now. Let's do that one. You can actually change that to lower than 0.1, but it'll only show as 0.1 or 0.0, so you could change it to 0.05 for instance, and it can go that way. Hopefully I've got these set up right. 1 meter per second, 0.1 meter per second, not 1 meter per second. That should be fine. I think I've got it set for 5 seconds. So that's the speed we got those. I better change the other one back to that because I nudged it slightly. There we go. Max distance, and that's that. So the timer blocks, 4 timer blocks. The first one, I've turned all these on ready to go, but it won't do anything until I press start. So the first one has its minimum delay, which is 0.1 second. I'll put them all on silent because they're annoying when they're ticking away. So the setup actions for this one, it will switch on the top and lower pistons, and then they'll start extending them, and then it will start timer block 2. So that will set the pistons going down, and I'll turn the drill on prior to I do all that. The drill will remain on permanently throughout. Timer block 2, I've got set up 5-second delay, and that will switch off the 2 pistons. So the pistons will come down for 5 seconds, which should dig about 1 meter down in total, and then it will trigger timer block 3 after once that starts as well. Timer block 3 is set up to move the rotor. So the setup 5-second delay on this one. It will unlock the rotor, it'll turn the rotor on, and it will start the rotor to reverse direction, and then it'll also trigger timer block 4. So that means that the rotor will start swinging round. Now timer block 4 has it's supposed to be 2 minute 40, but for some reason it just goes to 2:39. I don't know why. So it's 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Timer block 4 will delay before it does anything. At the end of that 2 minutes 39, it will switch off the rotor and lock the rotor. So that will lock the rotor in place. Now the timing I've done, that should be enough time for the rotor to swing all the way around to that 90-degree mark on the other side. Then it will trigger timer block, the first timer block, and then the whole process will start over again, and then the rotor will be put into reverse direction again, and then swing back round this way, and start digging out a trench a bit deeper. So let's test it. So let's put the drill on. So that should already be putting ice into here, and it is. Okay, and that ice is being dragged through into the O2 H2 generators that are either side there. Now, all the timer blocks are on. Let's just make sure they're all on. Yeah. So if we start timer block 1, what we should see is this drill go down, and that should go down for 5 seconds and then come to a stop, which it has. Now the other timer block's kicked in and it's swinging the rotor around at a fairly slow speed, and that's timer block 4 that's been triggered, but it's flashing that there's a delay before it turns green and starts. So at the end of that, timer block 4 will switch off the rotor and lock it, and then trigger timer block 1, and then the whole process will start again. The drill will go down. Once it's gone down, the rotor will swing round, and then the whole thing will do again, and it will just keep doing that. So we should be getting a decent amount of ice. O2 generators, yeah, they can hold a decent amount. So the ice is going into those. So effectively I can switch on one of these generators now. Yeah, let's switch on one of the generators. I don't really need to have both generators running all the time. One of them just needs to be a backup. So let's... So that one's already at 58% full. Now as long as it's getting more hydrogen gas in than it's using, that will gradually fill up. The other one won't. They don't fill up unless they're switched on. So when that one's 100% full, I'm going to switch that one off and switch that one on, and then let that one fill up. And I'll only run one at a time until I need more power, and then I can put them both on. So we have proper power to the base. Now let's see if this is nearly at the end of its point now. Where's timer block 4? Still counting down, still another 27 seconds to go, which is more than enough time. Now that rotor, even though that timer block still hasn't turned the rotor off, it should stop at the 90-degree mark. It should stop. Please stop. It's now, has that stopped or is it banged into that? Do you know, I'm not sure. That could be a problem. Now, there's the other tyre blocks that's going down. I may have to move this corner. What angle is that rotor at the moment? It should be. Yeah, it's current angle 73. Right, so swinging back round again at a slightly deeper level. Now it's going to take a long time for those two pistons to extend to their full capacity, and I reckon we're probably going to have millions of ice by then. Let's see where all our ice is going. Yeah, these are only, O2 generators are only half full anyway, so they can hold about 100,000. Good. Good. It's working. I'm a little bit concerned about this edge here. I'll have to see how it goes. We'll let it run a few times and then we'll just have to check it. And same with this one on this side as well. Yeah, this could be an issue as well. It doesn't seem to be damaging them, because that, I mean, it would have broken straight away, because there's only like one steel plate on that, because it's just the frame. But it's working. Woohoo! I better get some suit energy before I die. Oh, I just want to see this stop and head back. If this stops here, okay, and then swings round again as planned, then I'm fairly comfortable with it then. I changed the colour of everything as well to this kind of, I don't know what colour you call that. If anyone knows, let me know. Right, please stop at 90 degrees. No, it's swinging past the 90. Oh no, it isn't. It's stopped. Yeah, it's. It's stopped shaking, so the rotor's locked. Yep. Now it's going down again. Stop. Swing back. Boom. We are in the business of ice and hydrogen generation. Yo, yeah. It's so nice when you engineer something like this and it works. It does take a bit of planning to get it, but yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Really pleased. Power shouldn't be an issue now for a while. And how are you going? Are you full yet? Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this one on now, and then let its tank fill up, and I can switch this one off and the tank won't drain. So how much power are we actually using from, which is the one that's on? It's not using any power. That means no energy. Oh shoot, that means come on. Nearly froze to death. Nearly another stupid death. Yeah, that means our wind turbines are producing enough energy to run all the stuff we've got running at the moment. Cool. Which is great. So when that one's full, I could probably switch that off and still have enough power from our wind turbines to run that system. But if we do that, the yeah, our 4 wind turbines are just meeting our power requirements for running this and running our assembler and our basic refinery. But if the hydrogen generators aren't running, we are going to fill up with ice really fast. I guess I'll just pause the system and restart it when I need it. But yeah, holy schmoly, Batman, it works. Okay, I moved that wind turbine from that corner there because it was interfering with this a little bit. Good. Right, now what I need to build a mining ship. And for that, I did build one in Creative and blueprinted it. So what I might do is just pop a projector down and build it from a blueprint, and then I can talk you through the actual ship once it's put together. So bear with me for a moment. I'll cut there and I'll just get a small ship projector set up on top of a rotor with a small rotor head. So I'm back shortly. Bye. Okay, welcome back. So I've put a rotor here with a small rotor head and a small ship projector, and I've brought in my basic mining ship, and this is one I've designed specifically for Europa. So it's hydrogen engines. Obviously I haven't welded it up yet, so I think we can see from here what we've got. So I'll just talk you through it. So yeah, 3 drills on the front. What I've tried to do is keep the profile of the ship within these drills as much as possible, so that, you know, if I'm digging a hole, I've got enough space either side of it and top and bottom to get the ship through. So from there I've used the old style cockpit, not the new style with the DLC, because the new style with the DLC just isn't as useful as this one when it comes to building things like drill ships, because this one has a small connection point on the front there that drill's connected to there. So what we've got here is I have a battery either side of an O2H2 generator, so that's all connected through there, and then the back of the O2H2 generator, small ship one, is a big cargo port, and attached to that is a hydrogen tank, and that's primarily for powering the hydrogen thrusters. This runs on battery power, this ship. There's no hydrogen engine, no nuclear engine, it's just purely battery power. With fully recharged batteries on this one, should give 14 or 15 hours worth of power on this, and with a fully loaded hydrogen tank, it should, and with the O2 generator kicking through ice to refuel them, the hydrogen will deplete, but it should last long enough to do a decent amount of drilling. So either side of the hydrogen tank I have medium cargo containers put there, and then I've used these small ship conveyor blocks dotted around and ensuring they're all connected as well to feed the hydrogen engines. And I've got 4 left and right. I have 6 up, 6 down, 6 reverse, and 6 forward. And with the 0.25 gravity on Europa, that should be more than enough really to have this thing moving around fairly well, even fully loaded. 2 gyros, ore detector, there's a antenna tucked under there. What's that? Oh, that's bottom of the cockpit, isn't it? Yeah. And then at the back there, connected to the back of the hydrogen tank, I've got a connector, and then I've got an ejector system here as well. So the ejector system, if you have not built one before for the small ships, it's just a small ship connector through to the ejector, and the connector has a white list of stone and ice, so it will only pull through stone and ice, and the ejector can chuck that out when it's not needed. And this is exactly the same on the other side, and I've positioned these at the rear so that this stuff doesn't drop down on the ship, even in space, etc. It should just move away from the ship nicely and not do any damage, because you can damage a ship with the stuff that comes out of those. And they're all set up in the G menu to be able to switch on and off, same with the thrusters, and all the other stuff as well. So yeah, so that's the basic mining ship I've got for Europa. And with the space in the drill, each drill can carry about the same amount as one of the medium cargo containers. So essentially you've got 5 medium cargo containers worth of space on this, which I don't know, maybe should be enough for about 250,000 units of whatever we're mining. And I think it should be able to carry that. So yeah, should be pretty effective. And I've set it up, I say, with batteries, so when I connect it to the base I'll just put the batteries to recharge, so the batteries will be fully charged when we take this out, and then I can just change the batteries to discharge once we head off, and then that will power it, like I say, probably about 14-15 hours. So I need to start the welding system for this. Now I'm trying to keep this game as vanilla as possible, but I am going to use the old nanobot build and repair system, the Bob system I've used in the past, primarily for building blueprints, because one of the pain in the butt things about blueprints is, for example, these connectors are tucked inside underneath these hydrogen thrusters, and you can't get to them. Now when it's in the blueprint stage you can get in and weld that up, but if you accidentally weld the stuff in front of it first, it can be really difficult to actually get to the stuff inside. So the nanobot build and repair system, Bob, will at least be able to weld stuff even if it already has stuff welded around it, and I think it's really useful for that. But I probably won't use it for much more than that. Oh, I didn't lock that rotor, did I? That was foolish.
Energy low.
Okay, yeah, there's as good as anywhere, isn't it? I put a control panel here because when I'm positioning the blueprint, the projection, it's useful to be able to access nearby so you can see the projection. Let me rock the rotor, rock the loader. Right. And actually we could probably do just turn it off as well. There we go. Now it shouldn't move when it's being built. The other thing we need to do with this is actually connect it to the base. So it needs to be done with small blocks because it's a small ship. So let's do that. Now I probably want to connect it to the bottom there, so I'll probably should come out from here actually. Yeah, let's go boom and boom. Okay. So as you can see, the hydrogen tank now, if you haven't used projectors before and blueprints, the hydrogen tank is now a slightly different colour than the rest. That's because that's now connected to a a non-blueprinted block, so that can be welded up. Once that's welded up, all the blocks that are touching this will change slightly and can be welded. So that's how we do it from there. Let me just get rid of that. And then once it's fully welded up, we can make sure it's got some power and some hydrogen in its tank so that it can support itself when we then break away that block and let it float. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut there. I'm going to start welding this up, and I'll get back to you when it's done. Later. Okay, welcome back. Right, all done. I've popped some ice into the generator. It's being powered by the base because it's connected to the base, so the batteries are pretty much drained. They're on recharge now. So if we have a look, batteries, minor. Okay, fully charged in 18 minutes. Okay, and the hydrogen tank almost half full. Cool beans. And the generator. I've moved some ice into the O2 generator. I've moved over about 20,000 so far, so it's eating through it pretty fast. And I jumped in the cockpit and switched all these thrusters off for the moment. Should probably switch the lights off as well, just to really get the batteries recharged. Yep, they begin to recharge, begin to fill up even. Good. Once that's done, I can switch on the engines, cut it away from the base, and we are ready to mine some proper resources. Now, speaking of mines, I finished off the cobalt mine. I thought I'd give it a nice cobalt blue light on that one. This one's a bit deeper. I haven't done a lot of mining from the cobalt at the moment. Just I think I've only grabbed 1 or 2 loads at most. But yeah. Now with a miner, what I'm probably going to do is go and find an area away from here and dig. I don't want great big holes in the ground around here. Not really. Right, I think this may actually be fully extended now. Let's check what the pistons are at. Pistons, where are you? No, it's at 7.1 meters, 8.8 meters. Okay. Why are they different? I have no idea. They should be lowering exactly the same each time, but oh hum. Yeah, so it's still got a little way to go. Probably good another 5 meters to go, really. Yeah, it's a pretty deep hole. And it doesn't seem to have done any real issues with this corner bit, which is great. And how much have we got? There's almost 1 million in there at the moment. Generators 3/4, oh, just over half full. Well, 3/4 full, I guess. Almost. Good, good. And the hydrogen tanks, how are they doing? Both the hydrogen engines are full with hydrogen gas. The hydrogen tanks, 18%, 18%. They're going to take a while to fill. But they're filling. That's the important thing. So we are stable with power. Now that may seem like a lot, 1 million ice in there, but I'll tell you, let one of these run, even when it's not using a lot of its power, it's still eating through the ice, and it really tears through your ice big time. What I might do before I move, when this finishes its full extension, I'll reset it, move it forward 1 meter with the top piston, and I won't start it off again until we're probably about halfway down through our ice that we've drilled, because what I don't want to do is get all these things full of ice and start wasting ice by drilling it and not being able to actually store it. But yeah, we are good. That's working. It is actually banging against that, isn't it? I think we're okay. I don't think anything's being damaged, which is the important thing. No, nothing's been damaged, so we're good in that respect. Okay, well, I'm going to let this charge up, and I'll get back to you when it's ready to use, and we'll give it a quick spin. Oh yeah. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Later. Okay, welcome back. I had to turn the other hydrogen engine on in here, the other hydrogen generator, to help the batteries charge a bit faster. Yeah, so between the two of them I've got 10 megawatts, yeah, and an output, yeah, for yeah, so the charging those batteries from scratch does take a lot of power actually, but I've got them both running, and the battery's only going to take a couple more minutes to charge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in, switch on the engines, and then cut this away from the base. Let's pop the lights on. So I've got it all set for my G menu down the bottom there, number 4, boom. I'm going to need to put the batteries on discharge for the moment to power it when I cut it away from the base. So it should hover if I've done it all right. And what I've done is I've prepared a connector over here to this cargo container so I can get some basic resources into this when we do some mining. So what do we got? Power, 10 hours. Do you know what? We could go and do some mining now. 85% hydrogen. Yeah. What I'm going to do is test it on this silicon deposit over here, because I don't have another iron deposit. This is the only iron deposit I actually have at the moment. Whee! Oh, nearly overflew it. So what I tend to do if I'm going in with one of these horizontal miners is go in. Let's turn on the ore detector. That'll be helpful. Find the deposit itself. Wherever that is. Oh, we've got silver here as well. Oh, it's a silver deposit. Oh, fiddlesticks. Do you know what? We're going to have to do it with our with this one over here. We'll grab some silicon from this one. I think I started some mine shafts over here. Or was it this one? Oh, it might not have been this one actually. Oh, we can wreck this area. That's fine. That's all fine. Alright, show me your deposit. Got some rough old area here, isn't it? We've got some nickel, silicon. Okay. Do you know what? I probably need the nickel more than I need the silicon at the moment. Okay, so let's straighten up. Where's that nickel gone? Where are you? Am I going blind? Oh, it's just there. Just there. Yeah, it should be okay from there. So, get number 1 selected. We'll do a right-click drilling action. Make a nice big hole. So if you've never used one of these before, it's very easy to get them stuck or completely destroy them on your first little mining session. The secret is you see your... Oh, it's very difficult to see. You see the line in front of me on my HUD, you know, my horizontal line. That's your key more than anything, and your grey nav ball down the bottom right there, because it's very easy underground to flip it over, so you need to be keeping an eye on that horizontal line. And you right click drill down to the deposit, because otherwise if you dig the hole normally with the left click, it won't be big enough for you to get back out of. We there yet? I think we are. Looks like nickel to me. Looks like nickel to me. So I'm not gonna switch on the ejectors just at the moment, because I do want some ice in my O2 generator. I'm going to fill that up with ice, and then I'll switch the ejectors on. Now the ejectors won't eject the ice from your O2 generator. It will only take it from the cargo areas. So I'm left click drilling now, keeping an eye on my horizontal marker and keeping myself nice and flat. My nose is pointing down, but that's, you know, to be expected. But as you turn to, you know, dig out the deposit, you'll see my horizontal bars flipping, and if you don't keep an eye on that, you'll just flip yourself over, and then you can start causing some damage. So how much ice do I have? Let's Look for all the ice. Oh, it's all gone straight into the generator at the moment, which is great. Now you could put a camera on the rear of these. I do that sometimes, so that you can, when you're trying to get out the hole again, it's useful to know where your exit line is. And sometimes if you want to reverse out, a reversing camera can be really useful. What I try and do is try and dig around like in a semicircle so I can actually turn and get out when I need to go. Now I don't need a ton of nickel at the moment because that basic refinery isn't very big and I don't want to completely fill my little storage cargo container with nickel on the first outing. So let's have a look. Ice, where's all the ice? Let's make sure our O2 generator is full, and then what we can do, I wonder if I can get the rear view. No, I can't, can I? So I'll do, so you can see the ejectors working. Let's see if we can get out of here. There's our exit. I'm right click drilling now just to widen the hole a bit as I'm leaving. This is where you find out whether you've got enough thrust. When you're trying to get out of the hole and you're full of ore, and I've been stuck like that once or twice. So if I turn on the ejectors now, 7 and 8, so that I'm turning on the sorters and the ejectors. Now it should dump any ice that's not in the O2 generator straight out the back of the ship. And that's it. So I'm going to switch them off now. Always have them off when you go back to your base, because when you connect it to your base, if there's any stone or ice in there and you've got it to eject, it will drag it out your base and throw it straight on top of your base. Now, where is the base? It's over here. So it's a bit heavier now. We're looking good. We've got 53% hydrogen, power for 10 hours. We're doing good. I need to put a marker on my base, don't I? Oh, holy cow. I could probably do a little bit more braking thrust by the looks of it. Missed that completely, didn't I? Why are we not connecting? Oh, too high. There, got there eventually. Let's lock that. Boom. Thrusters off. Set the battery to recharge. Lights off. Ore detector off, not waste any power. And we should see the nickel being pulled through to our refinery. Cockpit. Medium cargo. Why isn't my nickel being pulled through? Or is it? No, it doesn't seem to be. Okay, I'll have to have a look into that. that should be automatically pulling through the nickel to the refinery where it's needed. Interesting. I'll have to have a look at that. Okay, I'll look at that off camera and I'll let you know what the problem was next time. And then next time this should be done and we can move it and set it off again. How are our pistons now? Got almost 1.2 million ice. Our pistons, one's at full extension, one's almost there. Okay, one more turn and it'll be at full extension. We've got a pretty deep hole. Cool. Lovely jubbly. Excellent. We're good. We are good. I can probably turn one of these off now. Now, once the batteries are recharged on my ship, I'll turn one of them off. There we go. Done. Mining ship done. Automatic ice mining done. We're done. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found that useful. I'm glad everything worked as planned. Yeah, really pleased with that. Okay, fantastic. Okay, next time I want to build some proper refineries. I'm going to use this area here and also want to build a little utility ship. So it's going to be a little ship that will double up, that I can swap between a welder and a grinder as and when I need it. But initially it will be primarily a welder. So I don't want to weld all this up by hand. So that'll be the goal for next episode. Some proper factory system set up. Little welding ship. I'll have to go out and scout some more iron deposit. Yeah, definitely another iron deposit. Without a doubt, because I'm going to use a lot of it to build the refineries, etc. So, okay, until then, I'm Monsterbad. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!